How did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? Throughout the development of this coursework, I have used a selection of media technologies, one of which has been the best friend to me, which is Final Cut Pro. This software was brilliant as it allowed me to produce or edit focus groups, evaluation questions, and most importantly, my main film trailer. At an earlier date, I have used Final Cut Pro during my AS Media course, so I was accustomed with simple tools on the software, for instance cropping clips to my liking and also rendering clips or files so that I can view them back on the software. Nonetheless, in AT Media, my application and knowledge of Final Cut Pro had to be advanced, and I had to learn new tools. One example of this is the duration of images or clips. With this, it allowed me to create a time lapse with images, as I reduced the duration of each image to 1/100th of a second, making it seem like I recorded the time lapse when realistically I haven't. Alongside this, I developed to understand how to adjust sound effectively by using the pen tool. This would allow me to raise the pitch at certain points of the sound clip, thus creating suspense, or mute any parts of the sound clip with ease. One more thing I learned is adding a CCTV effect on a certain clip. This made a clip look like a CCTV camera recording a person stealing alcohol. This was great as it linked well with my genre, as stealing is a typical convention. Another media technology I utilized to aid me through the course was Photoshop. This software was excellent in producing the full magazine and poster, flat plans for my magazine and poster, captions and reviews, mood boards, and the billing block. Likewise, before in AS Media, I already had good knowledge of this software, such as using rulers and guides on my poster, and especially on the magazine, to keep my design in line and structured, but still there was some tools I wasn't well too known to. One example is the opacity tool. This tool allowed me to add in a dirty grey background onto my poster and reduce its opacity, creating a distorted but typical social realism background. Also on the poster and billing block, I learned how to invert institutional logos so that the logos can be visibly seen. All I had to do was press Command and the letter I to make this happen. On my magazine, the magic eraser tool came in handy as I learned I could rub out the main image, which had a grey background over it, and keep the grey background I added in for the background. A third media technology I used was SoundCloud. SoundCloud was useful for recording audio and voiceovers for my trailer. This software I used last year in my AS Media files. But however, I didn't know how to convert these files to MP3 for my trailer. I overcome this by finding a website called soundclouddownloader.com. This allowed me to convert the files by pasting the URL of the SoundCloud file into the box and then click on download, and within minutes the file is ready to use in my trailer. One more media technology which I used was GarageBand. This software was unfamiliar to me as it's been around 5 years since I used it. GarageBand is a software where you can experiment with sound effects to create tracks, or in my case soundtracks, for my trailer. I also use this software to create smashes and glass breaking sound effects to add into my clip, making the scene more dramatic and intense. Just like SoundCloud files, GarageBand is a software on Apple computers, so converting the files were easier, as all I needed to do was click share and then export song to disk. Finally, another vast media technology I used was the internet. The internet is a huge place, but websites such as WordPress.com and Prezi.com was vital in my coursework. Equally, both of these websites I have used before, as they were heavily used in my AS Media, and again this year heavily used, so working around this site was an ease and proved me somewhat effective. WordPress is such an amazing site as it is a digital blog. I can use it for adding media files to keep my profile up to date, and add a running commentary so that people can know what I posted. Also, as it's digital, it's a form of cloud storage, so I can upload and post work which will not get lost. Furthermore, on this site, I can create polls so that people can vote and have their say on a particular element. This poll came in handy when I created my questionnaire. Prezi, on the other hand, different to WordPress, as this software allows me to develop and create professional presentations. I use this software for my planning, when making my journal conversions and initial ideas, and also during the evaluation stages. Again, like WordPress, this presentation is easy to edit and is also saved on the cloud. This benefits me hugely as I can access the presentations either at home or school.